Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to share my June favorites with you. I am a few days behind, but that doesn't make them any less favorite. Now I've got a few misses to share with you as well, but we're gonna jump into the good stuff first. And a logical place to start might be what I've been using as like moisturizer and light coverage, I would call it. Most days it's my Aveeno Positively Radiant CC Cream in the medium shade. I covered this product in my little soft and gentle skin routine, and I referenced the fact that they need to get some more shades in this. I found out they do have a fair to light shade and then the medium, but they need more because it's a great formula. It's a gorgeous finish on the skin. I kind of feel like when I first put it on, it seems lighter than it's gonna be, and then I don't know, as I blend it in, it just gets a little bit deeper. It has a certain amount of glow to it, and I'm wearing that all over my skin today. And I'm sort of loving just how satisfied I can be with this level of coverage and then just knowing which concealers to use where. If you want to see the application, you can check out that other video, but it's seriously just a beautiful look on the skin. It's a great texture, you know, it's just enough moisture. If I'm feeling like I'm a little dry for whatever reason, sometimes a lot of swimming and being in the pool can dry you out a little bit and maybe you want something extra underneath. And sometimes if I want to make it even glowier, I don't know, I just feel like a mixologist. I feel like I'm totally customizing things when I pull out this guy. This is my Makeup Revolution Liquid Highlight in Champagne. Anything that'll mix with it, I'll just give it a small drop and it adds even more radiance to this product. I feel like it hasn't made my skin issues any worse. I've had kind of what I've determined is perioral dermatitis around my nose, and that wasn't just me, but I did a little doctor visit. I talked about it in my last vlog if you want to know the nitty gritty on it, but I've just been trying to be kind of gentle with skin products, and I am like testing a lot of new things here and there. I'm introducing a lot of different things, but when I'm not making a point to try something new, this is kind of my home base, you know, this product. And by the way, that has been clearing up really nicely now that I've had this prescription gel to put on it. I had been using concealer-wise, a concealer I was enjoying was my skin clearing one from Neutrogena, and then once I started to get a little bit away from the idea of this being acne and possibly something else, I didn't want to overload the area with the salicylic acid, and I went back to something that I've used on blemishes before, and I found it to be kind of gentle yet really good coverage, and it's the Bare Minerals Bare Pro. I wear it in Fair Light Neutral 03, and this is a little stick concealer. It's a really pleasant texture for a stick, and I do love it just over, you know, the little blemishes. I really don't feel like it makes the issues any worse, and I have used this on my under eye or my melasma, and it can work there too. It's not my absolute favorite thing on those areas, but when you want that concentrated coverage on a blemish, this is so nice. And it's not cakey, it's not too thick, but at the same time, it's not greasy and oily either. Now, what I do love on my under eye, and I know I've talked about this several times, so sorry for the broken record, but this Creaseless Concealer from Tarte is awesome. And this is kind of a rediscovery because what they've done is just repackaged it. This used to be in the tube, and I feel like what's changed the game for me is probably the brush. Not that you'd have to have this exact brush, but it's one of those really, really dense style brushes. And I feel like it spreads the product so well and keeps so much coverage there. So you don't have to apply a lot of this, but when you use a really dense brush and you're not totally like buffing away the product, but you're actually just kind of pressing it in, it works so well. So I'm 20N light in this. Again, you don't have to use a lot. It covers my melasma, it covers the dark circles, like it's a dream. And another fabulous thing about it is the way it wears throughout the day. It does not strip your skin of moisture. I am one who, with a lot of concealers, I'll glance at them later in the day and I'll feel like I look drier in the under eye than when I started. Here, I pretty much look exactly the same at the end of the day on the under eye area as I did when this was freshly applied. So that's huge. I will set it lightly with something, but I haven't really been baking with it, you know, like putting on a ton of powder over the top. Just a little something light because this does have kind of a thicker, tacky, more emollient quality to it than Shape Tape does, for example. But this might be like the tip-top recommendation from this video. I just love it so much. And I have applied this in other videos, so I'll link to that below and you can really see the brush in action. Another thing that I really feel like I need to point out as a favorite, it's another Bare Minerals thing, and it's my original foundation. And I know I have mentioned this before, so I'll keep it it quick, but it's my medium beige, just the original mineral foundation, buffing this in on top of this Aveeno Positively Radiant. It's such a pretty finish. It's not dry and powdery looking at all. And there is magic, I think, with these minerals. And if you watch a person do it properly, like if you pull up Shelbey Wilson on YouTube, she's like YouTube's Bare Minerals authority, basically. And you watch how she builds it up slowly, and the fact that as that product is buffing into the skin, it's almost becoming like a cream, you know? It's really cool. And I feel like I'm on the cusp of a Bare Minerals renaissance here on my channel. I have recently purchased or ordered some new things off of Ulta. So there are a lot of different products from this line that I want to start working in, but I'm really loving this. And I think even just lightly, you know, on top of a lightweight moisturizer, it looks so good. Next up, here is something that I really actually liked from the CoverGirl Peach Punch stuff, and it's the highlighter palette. They call it a highlighter palette. It's just highlight, blush, and bronzer. I mean, can we come up with a different name? I'm wearing this today. I find this to be just a real quick and easy go-to. When this product was newer to me, I was thinking the bronzer was maybe not dark enough. And the more I use it, the more I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I am seeing that on my skin. But the blush and the highlight are probably the most beautiful things here. And it really does smell peachy, pretty strongly actually, so be advised. When I'm in a real rush and I'm not wanting to like dig up a palette or do a real like eye look, I'll use this on my eyes too. So like I've got that on today. I've got the bronzer in the crease. That may be the place I love that bronzer most, is just in the crease. And then I kind of mix the blush and the highlight and do that on my lids. Easy as that. But no joke, this is a really nice texture. It's really different from any of CoverGirl's other blushes. There's a nice softness to it. I mean, I do like their Cheekers blushes and stuff, but there's more pigmentation here. The highlight is really pretty and pearly as well. It has a little bit of a peach direction that it goes, but it's not too peachy. It's not too dark on my cheeks. So I like that. I also have liked this rediscovered highlight here from Physicians Formula. It's the powder palette, Mineral Glow Pearls and Translucent Pearl, and this is a serious highlighter. And I feel like this was a highlighter before highlighting was super cool, you know, before it was a total craze. It's so good. And I used this, I think it was in the back of my drawer makeup challenge video, I was applying this, but I've kept it out ever since. I'd said in that video, like, this is so good, I've got to keep this handy, and I have. As far as eye palettes go, the Fame palette from ColourPop is probably my most used over the past month, and it looks kind of basic, kind of typical, but the colors in here actually do more than you even think, especially like basic mattes that look kind of close. They all have their own personality. There's even a rosiness sort of that this palette takes on that you might not even expect, and a definite plumminess in your bottom two rows. I even just used the darkest shade today kind of to blend in with my winged liner on my lower lash line. And this is coming from someone who loves a good, you know, warm eyeshadow palette, but the coolness in here is kind of refreshing and fun and different. And I do love plum eyeshadow looks. So this shade here is so pretty. There's a really deep dark. It looks almost black, but that's a plum there. And I think with this color, there's actually a hint of teal in there. But very pretty palette, really nice textures to work with, both the mattes and the shimmers. ColourPop is doing some great palettes. Here's a lip product I think is just great. It's from Bobbi Brown. This is a mini, by the way. I got it in, I think it was some sort of perk from Sephora that gave you 4 different pink Bobbi Brown lip products. And so one of them was this Art Stick. It says Art Stick Liquid Lip, and the shade is called English Rose. Now, yes, liquid lip, I see kind of where they're coming from because it does sort of adhere to the lips. There's nice staying power. It's not overly creamy, but yet it is creamy. Like, it moves on your lips. It doesn't 100% set, but it stays so well, and it looks so almost like, I don't know, stainy on the lips. How can I best describe this? An opaque stain, okay? Like, this is full color here, but the lightness on the lips almost makes you think stain, but with a little extra moisture. Gosh, this is a hard product to describe, but the way it works, I assume the full size is like this too. You actually just squeeze this, and the product comes out that little formed tip there. So it's probably not my ideal application style, but it works. And this shade, this English Rose, I think is so pretty, and the staying power is tremendous. For it to be this comfortable, to feel not like a dried down liquid liquid lipstick and still last so well and not drift outside my lips, I love that. So I would call this shade like, I don't know, a rich pink. It's not really to the point of being berry. It's not one of those like too light pinks either, obviously. So that's a cool line of product. And I do think I have another sample size and maybe a red that I never had really played with, but I love this. I would love to hear from you guys if you've tried these, what shades are must-haves, but this is, I think, really pretty. Also, no big secret here, the M Cosmetics glosses. These are like, I'm gonna say it now, Emily Award level lip glosses. Just fabulous texture. I know not all of y'all have seen my M Cosmetics lip gloss video, but you're missing out. If you didn't watch that, I mean, I don't like to be this way typically, but please watch that. It's important information for any makeup lover. These are something special. There is a thickness in this gloss, but a complete absence of stickiness. I'm not sure how they did it, but if I could make a gloss, it would be this texture. And the shades were so pretty. Like, I did a full try on all 12 shades, and they were all really good. But the two that have kind of shook out from the mix as being my most worn throughout the rest of the month, Moroccan Sunset. That was one I was wearing throughout most of that video, and this is that gorgeous kind of toasted coral shade. Beautifully warm. It's a great summer shade. It would also be a great fall shade. Just love the tone. Great applicator on these two. It's kind of like a little pointed doe foot, but I've also been grabbing for Secret Blush a lot, and this is probably just the easiest shade to throw on, and this is going to be like a soft nude, not too nude. I'm telling you, there's just enough pink, but the texture will truly blow your mind. And if you hate lip gloss, I think you'll love these. If you love lip gloss, you'll love these. I am beyond sure about these. You know what I mean? Like, there is no question that these are impeccable lip glosses without fault. So there you go. Here's another thing I have liked and have worked into my looks. When I did the video on all the really scented stuff, scented makeup, I tried on the MAC Oh Sweetie glosses that I had, and one of them was Coconut Macaroon, and someone had suggested that that might make a good lip topper. I've actually got just a hair of that on top of my lower lip here, but not much. But this is a really pretty kind of champagne, a little bit of a goldeny glow, nude glow to this gloss, and it is so pretty layered up over different things. And the scent is just, will wow you. It is very, very accurate on the coconut. Here's my ultimate, like, throw it on before I leave the house, don't come up to the makeup room to touch up, but I just like run into my bathroom downstairs and put something on my lips. My Fresh Sugar Tulip color. This is so good. I had this on in a recent video in my vlog, actually. It's pinky, it's fresh. It's like, I don't know, you put it on and it looks as though the blood has just kind of rushed to your lips. These are a really luxurious feeling lip balm, tinted lip balm. I think there's a pretty unmatched thickness to these that does help with actual dryness in your lips, but the colors are very fresh and beautiful. And I find really whatever the eye look is I might be doing, I toss this on, the face has immediately more life, my lips feel better. It just pulls it all together, you know? And last couple of things that I just thought I'd give a shout out to, because this is the way I've done my brows sometimes when I'm in a hurry. You know, I'm going for this lighter makeup, I'm throwing on the CC cream, I'm slacking on the eyes sometimes and just using my bronzer and highlight. And then sometimes with the brows, I'm just throwing a mascara through them, basically, a brow mascara. The Brow Stylist Boost and Set, which I mentioned last month in the dark brunette shade. Fabulous. Great product here. It's got the really skinny brush and you can just take it through. And for my brows, you guys know I've got a decent amount of thickness just naturally. So this can kind of be enough. Like, I don't always have to go through a real penciled in look, you know. I can use this and sometimes use the tip of the brush to define any certain areas that need extra. But also Benefit GimMe Brow, I wanted to let you know they've come out with new shades. So like, I have 4.5 and I feel like it's perfect for me. Look at the little bitty wand there. And I will use this kind of interchangeably in the same way. I will tell you, honestly, both products have great hold. So if you're really trying to save, I mean, maybe go for the L'Oreal. But if you're a hardcore Benefit GimMe Brow fan, or you've liked the product but couldn't find your right shade, they have released some additional shades in that. Now, the biggest duds, I mean, I've tried some things that were kind of disappointing to me over the month, but if I had to round up the things that were the biggest disappointments, one of them them would be this Neutrogena Skin Clearing Complexion Perfector. This is probably the worst looking thing I've put on my face in terms of a coverage all over the face, CC cream, BB cream foundation type product. This looks the worst. I don't really care what method you're trying to use to blend it in, with your fingers, with a sponge, with brushes. It just looks like it's sitting and accentuating every bit of texture, whether it's the tiniest pore or something, some bit of dryness that you have somewhere. Like, I just do not think that looks attractive. And then a couple things from CoverGirl here that I wanted to like. I wanted to get excited about them, but I just couldn't really. It's their new True Naked palettes, the chocolate one and the peach punch. Now they do have another that I want to play with a little bit more before I give it a full-on stamp of approval, but I've kind of enjoyed the Sunsets, which is outside of this scented realm. But the chocolates one, you saw that going on in a video, and I just felt like, there's not a lot of versatility here. There are several shades that just don't show up as beautifully as they appear in the palette, and it's just kind of murky. I mean, you look at it and yeah, you're just gonna get a murky brown kind of smokiness, and there are other palettes out there that do that better, let's face it. And then the Peach Punch I was really underwhelmed by also. These are not the worst palettes in the world because the textures are actually rather pleasant. There's a softness to these CoverGirl palettes if you tried the roses and the nudes and the goldens or whatever. There is a nice quality to most of these shades, but some of the mattes will just like kind of dust away, especially the actual peach color in this palette. I remember trying to build that up on my eyes the other day and I thought, like, where is it going? You know, I keep putting stuff on, but it's not really staying. It's kind of having this odd light as air, dusty quality, and not every shade in there is like that. But there were a lot of midtones in this palette where once things all start working together, the overall look just ends up being kind of dusty and murky and not that great looking. If you're wondering what lashes I'm wearing, I do love this style from Coco. It is called Soho. They are perhaps a little longer and a little more flared out at the ends than the Risqués, but I kind of like the fluffy lash when there's barely their eyeshadow. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a great month. Here's to an awesome July. I cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your days to watch my videos, leave a nice comment, leave a like, share it with your friends. Like, you all truly blow my mind with how supportive you are and how lovely you are to not only me, but each other in my comments section. It's just the sweetest place. So thank you, thank you, thank you, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.